As usual, I'm behind. Hold on, I'm right there. I'm coming. I have to pull up the live stream so that I can see the chat. Okay, I'm back. What's up? See, I did another pop up. I did it again. Ha 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 ha. Hey, everybody. I'm still trying to get used to my new technology here. Exactly. No, I'm not testing. This is the real deal. Yesterday was not really a test. It was just a mistake because I was supposed to be hooked up to Twitch, but instead I don't know what I did, but anyway, I'm getting into this new technology. You got the wings and the wine. Dang, I need to be at your house. Well, today, even though the stream says something else, today what we're doing, I'll change it later. Today, what we're going to do is, oh, it says it's doing buffering. I don't want it to do that. What the heck is going on here? Hmm. I don't know why it's acting screwy. Nobody's using my internet but me, so I don't know what's going on. But today, I wanted to do advice questions. So, I hope you guys came with some. I have a couple to get us started. And then after that, it's going to be, it's going to be up to you to provide information on questions for we can do the show because it's going to be all about you. Oh, Trinidad, really? Is that where you are? Girl, I was looking for, my birthday's coming up. I was supposed to be going on a vacation. I was supposed to be going to New York City. But alas, I changed my mind. Some different things happened, and that made that a little bit not gonna really go down like that. But I'm thinking about going to visit some of my relatives down in Southern California. Oh, yeah, that's what I'm saying. See, Ebony Lady. I know, Eddie. I would have been out there. I had talked about it, but then I came to the realization that New York City in August was not where I needed to be. And so I said, let's put that off till the spring. Y'all, it's too hot. It's too hot. Too hot, too muggy. In this cup is wine. Ew. My daughter bought this. On the 8th of next month. Oh, well, dang. When we get together, then we're going to have like I'll have to like let it be known, and maybe, we can all meet up at a restaurant or something. Um, yeah, see, wheat bread. That's exactly why I changed my plans. That's exactly why I was like, that little bubble that comes up? And I was like, August, mid August, New York City. Why is one and one not equaling two? So I was like, yeah, that didn't. But I think that would be a good idea to, let everybody know this is where I'm going to be. And then everybody can come through. And then we can have, mine is on the 8th. Yours is on the 10th. Whose birthday was on the 10th? Oh, no, no, my grandfather's was on the 5th. That was the day I was supposed to be born. But I showed up when I got good and ready. They was all excited thinking I was going to be born on my grandfather's birthday. And yeah, I have a brother in DC, so I was gonna, do the trip and go down there. Dang, Eddie gonna take me on a date. See, Eddie trying to motivate me, and that is definitely how you do it. You give me some like incentive, and then I'll be like, I'll be there right away. And we don't even have to go shopping. Just a little snack and a show with you. That would be fun. We could take pictures. We could do what you call them, selfies. Well, see, Eddie act like he has some sense, so I could deal with Eddie. That's Eddie's cool. I like dudes that don't be like all just like overly emotional and stuff. That gets on my nerves. It's like, how you gonna be a man and you more emotional and all out the box than me and I'm a woman? How does that work? Um, are you guys getting buffering? I'm getting this message that's saying it's not that they're getting not getting enough info. I don't see it buffering though. I wonder what's the matter. Hmm. Oh, I just messed up something. Hold on a second. Why is it looking like this? Okay. I'm gonna hope that this works. Okay. It's buffering. See, that's what it's saying. Hold on, let me check these settings. Uh, 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 uh. What's going on? Let me see something right quick. The stream output. Okay. Let me change the bit rate. Let's see if that helps. Oh, so you reloaded the page and then it was fine? Oh, okay. Well, there you go. There's the solution. The magic solution by uh our favorite visitor, Avril. Well, hey, that works as long as that works. Well, let me get started and tell you guys. Let's go over some of these letters. I only have two, so I hope you guys have some, because otherwise it's gonna be a short show. It's gonna be a short show. Um, First, let me say this. It's very important that you guys always try to learn new things. Now, of course, you come here and you try to learn new things. And I know a lot of stuff, but you know what I'm teaching myself right now? Because I already taught myself web design, graphic design, so a little bit of coding. They had these programs online, all the stuff, right? I try to keep my mind active. So what I'm doing now is I'm teaching myself to build a computer. So I got some spare parts from people, and I started putting it together. I'm learning how to build a computer, put the things in, and the motherboard, and the graphics card, and you know, it's like it's coming along right and proper. So I'm like, oh, this is easy. So you always these things seem like they're just such a big deal and so hard. And yeah, I like to know a lot of stuff. I know about network. I have a certification in networking. Just on the first level, I decided it was something boring, so I didn't really want to be bothered. But I have, they have like a series. I have the first one, and then I left it alone. So it's like I dibble and dabble in a whole bunch of stuff. That's why when you guys ask me a question, um, I usually know the answer. And if I don't know the answer, I know somebody who does. There you go. Look at Ebony taking drum lessons. Oh shit! Now that's what I'm talking about. You can watch YouTube videos. You probably can, but I'm figuring it out on my own. But that's a good idea. And going to culinary school. Yep. I had an uncle who was a chef and an aunt who was a cook in a restaurant. And between the two of them, I learned a lot about it. I wish I had learned more. But that's how I was able to develop all those recipes for my vegan cookbook. And, my vegan webpage and stuff, I put things up there. No, I don't want to open a restaurant. That's too much work. Somebody was like, oh, you should open a food truck. Nope, too much work. I'm inherently lazy, believe it or not. I have a lot of energy, but I only want to use it for what I want to use it for and when I want to use it. There are days I turn into a lazy cat. You know how lions lay around and they just lay in the sun, and the most that they do is get up and yawn, and then they lay back down in a different spot? That's me. I will go from the couch to my bed. And it's just this inherent laziness of the feline species. We ain't trying to do a whole bunch. So that's just how it is. But let's see. Let me go over. So let's do some of these letters. I only have two, like I said, so y'all better have some questions. Ask them. Get ready, because I'll ask them after I do these. It's blacksgoingvegan.com. Let me type it in here. Oops, typo. Hold on. There it is. And I have a website about natural hair care that has a lot of recipes on it for hair butters and uh, how to care for your hair and stuff. But I haven't really done anything with it lately because I feel like, okay, I already said everything I need to say, so I don't need to keep saying the same thing over and over. But that website has lots of good information in it too. If you want to make the transition to natural, or you don't want to be, you just be like me and just don't want to be bothered with going to a salon anymore. I'm just like, oh my God, I used to spend, if I had $1 for every hour that I used to spend in the beauty shop, I would be rich. Rich, because you can't go in there and get out any less than 4 or 5 hours. It's just ridiculous. So let's see. This question came in. This was really interesting. I was going to save it for Tuesday, but I said, nah, this is too good. It's just burning a hole in my head. This is a question and a scenario about something that happened to a widowed grandmother that I know. Several years ago, her son moved to another state and didn't inform her that he had a child, and neither did anyone else in the family until the grandchild was a toddler. After that, he and his wife moved to yet another state, and they had a second child. Once again, she wasn't notified of the pregnancy or birth of this child either. Her son has complained to relatives that his mother hadn't been to his house to visit her grandchildren. I don't believe that her son really wants his mother to be a part of his children's lives, and he is blaming his mother to avoid accountability for his own actions. Now, I'm assuming she wanted my input, although that's where the letter ended. She didn't say, what do you think? Or, what's going on with him? This and that, blah, blah, blah. So, it leaves a lot of unanswered questions like, what was the relationship between this mother and her son in the first place? That he, I mean, was there some animosity there? Something? I mean, it doesn't really seem like it, because otherwise he wouldn't be complaining to people that she hasn't come to visit. You see what I mean? So there's some expectation there somewhere that she visit. Now, what's interesting is the dynamic where not only did he not tell his mother that his wife was pregnant, none of the other relatives told her either. And I'm like, okay, what's up with that? You know, and it's like he's married, so it's not like he's a baby daddy just dropping kids all over the place. This is with his wife. So I'm like, what in the world is going on here? No, you didn't miss anything, honey wine. We just got started. I'm reading the first letter right now. Um, well, yeah, it's like there's some question. It leaves it open. Like, is this mother really toxic? But then if she is, why would he be complaining to people that she's not coming to visit? You see what I mean? So that, I'm thinking, I'm kind of ruling that out, because otherwise he would be happy that she's not coming. It wouldn't come up if she was toxic. You see what I'm saying? He wouldn't be worried about her not coming. He'd be happy. So, and the conversation wouldn't come up. So that's what made me rule that out. So then it's like there's something between about him and his mother, and I'm not understanding. Maybe she's that kind of woman who, wouldn't let him play games with her, run over her, and stuff. Maybe she doesn't like, uh, you know, put up with his nonsense, and so she checks him. So he's like, well, just for that, I'm not gonna let you know about my throwing a tantrum. Yeah, he didn't read two pregnancies, girl, two kids. Yes, you're right. They don't put enough detail. And then some put too much. They want to tell you. And then I got up, and then it was raining for about 20 minutes, and then it stopped raining. So I went outside with my rain boots on and my purple umbrella. Okay, they be telling you too much. And then people like this don't tell you enough. So I'm like, there needs to be a happy medium. There really needs to be a happy medium here. But I think it's like this, though. If you really want your mother, who is a widowed lady, so that means she's older, to see your grandchildren, you're supposed to put your grandchildren on a plane and take them to your mama's house. Or you send your mama a ticket and fly her to your house. That's what you do if you really want your widowed mother, who's probably on a fixed income, Social Security or whatnot, to come to visit you and your kids. You don't sit there with, you and your wife working, because you ain't nobody just sitting at home these days. Everybody got a job. So you got some income coming in, and you would rather sit around and complain that she's not coming than put the things in action for her to be able to get there. Plus, you didn't tell her that you had not only the first kid but the second one either. See, his mother, I don't know. I would just cuss his ass out and tell him, I don't want to see your nappy headed brats. Don't call me. Forget to chum your mother. Die. That would be me. Because, this is just stupid. This makes no sense. Shut up, fuckface. Angry madman fuckface. Yay, I deleted it myself. I know how to do it now. Not really. That's not how we're going. We don't really care about what they say. So, I don't know though. There's something really up with this guy that, how he's treating his mother. But it sounds like he's being punitive for some reason. And I don't know what it is, so I can't really answer her, I assume, question. All I can tell you is how I would respond if it were me. And with me, I would, even if he did reach out, I would tell him to kiss the inside of my ass. I don't want to be bothered with you. You think that you're going to play these kind of games and yank me around using your kids as the bait on the hook? I really don't give no fucks about them. You did right not to tell me, because I don't give a shit. So y'all go over there, be in whatever state you in, eat shit and die, and then goodbye, good luck, and good riddance. That would be me. But I'm just a horrible person. That's all right, girl. We got it. I don't know. It doesn't say. Doesn't say if he's jealous or not. Doesn't say anything about the relationship that he has with the wife, that she rather had with the wife, that she has with her son. It's just so many holes here. But just from what I read, I can't really analyze their relationship. I can just tell you how I would respond to my son if he treated me like that. I wouldn't want to be bothered. It's just too much work, you know chasing after somebody who doesn't want to be in your life. You can't make people want to be around you. That's something that they have to do. And so, to play those games like that and spread rumors through the family, he's trying to intentionally, shame her or something. He's trying to make her look bad. It's one thing you don't want your mother to see your kid, but it's another thing for you to go out on a limb and be telling people lies and intentionally trying to manipulate things and make her look bad. See, he's taking shit to a whole new level, and that part will get him cussed out. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, yeah, that's just too much. So, next, and that's unfortunate, but I told y'all about when I was working at social services doing that contract in adult protective services, rather. All the stuff I saw, these kids ain't shit. I never seen so much bullshit. And the parents had done everything for these kids, and they just dogged them. Once they were older, they took their money. One of the boys sold his mother's house out from under her, took all the money. The houses in these people bought these houses like, 60, 70 years ago. And they paid like $20,000 for a house that's now worth 850,000 of 1.2 million, this kind of stuff. So they're selling these houses out from under these old people, taking all their money and putting the old people in some old raggedy like bed and board thing with bed bugs in it. Child, I saw so much scandalous stuff. I'm like, I can't do this. I just did not know humanity was this disgusting. And 90% of the people doing the violations were males, sons that these mothers had, gone crazy over. And they was like, doing drugs, coming in, beating up the parents, taking their shit, taking their social security check. I mean, all kind of stuff, all kind of crazy stuff I saw. It was just unbelievable, unbelievable. And so that made me like, maybe people who don't have children had the right idea. Yeah, it was terrible. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. That's just some of the stories I heard. There was some where they was beating them, just starving them, not giving them their medicine, all kind of stuff. Did you press the little bell thing, Chan? You got to do the what you call it, subscribe, and then you also have to click that little bell thing, and then that's where they give you the notification. If you think you did that, maybe go back and do it again. Maybe it undid itself or something. I don't know. Me and YouTube, we be having issues. What can you do to guard against that? Put your money and your homes in trust. Put it in a trust. And if you make it the kind of thing where until you die, nobody can sell your stuff, nobody can get your stuff, nobody can touch your stuff. Have a law firm be the administrator or whatever, not a family member. Especially if you have more than one child, they're going to be fighting over your stuff. I remember this one case where the dude, his mother left him everything, right? He was the only child. She left him everything and her business and everything. I mean, like she was a self-made woman and had amassed several $1,000,000 worth of property and investments and stuff like this. Her own son hired somebody to kill her so he could get all her stuff. And I was like, wow, he got caught though, so his ass is in jail. So it does. I don't know what to do. This is terrible. I don't want it to have an echo. Oh, it only happened for a minute and then it went away? I don't know what's. See, I'm just having issues with YouTube. This is the thing, same thing that used to happen to me on Blog Talk. on Sundays. It would just act so stupid, so I switched to Saturdays. And then I didn't have a problem anymore. Oh my God. Okay, it's good now. I wonder what happened. Yeah, I'm telling you. So, you would consult with an attorney and set your stuff up in a trust. And, you can give certain amounts of it. Don't let your kids know what's in the will. Tell them that you donated your shit to a charity or something. So they ain't expecting nothing. And then, tell them to go out and make their own way in the world or something like that. And then you could give them something. But, make it a surprise. Don't go telling them what you did. That's the number one rule for the art of war. Do not let the enemy know your battle plan. You said YouTube is run by Dusties. Yeah, I'm telling you. I'm just what I saw. It was just and I see a lot of negative stuff. Don't get me wrong. I see a lot of bullshit. Have been seeing a lot of it. In this position, people tell you all kind of stuff, all kind of stories. But that was a new level of bullshit because I don't really deal with people. I mean, most of the people that write me aren't in that age group. You know what I mean? So it was a new exposure to a new group of people that I really, other than a few relatives, hadn't really been around people in their 60s and 70s and 80s like that. But, we would get like 25, 30 new cases a day. And that's just in one county. Just imagine, when you multiply that by each county across the country, um, and those are just the ones that we took. We got like 2 to 3 times that many actual calls. A lot of them weren't appropriate calls that people weren't old enough or what it was didn't really constitute abuse. It was just like family drama, or it was something criminal that the police should have picked up, versus adult protective services. So there was a lot of calls that we got that really weren't under our purview. However, those that were, we only had so many social workers who were assigned to the cases, and so we had to pick like the worst of the worst to respond to. So that means a lot of them were bad, but they didn't meet the standard of being bad enough so that we would actually have somebody to investigate the case because we'd only had, so many people. So you figure all of that too. I'm telling you, your kids ain't shit. They not shit. They would just fuck you over. So be very careful. So let's talk about this second question. This young lady says, I listen to your content all the time and I love your no nonsense approach. And I must admit that I am subscribed to Deborrahism. Oh, she means Debsterism. It's changed my life for the better. I'm a black woman in my early 30s, and I just recently was speaking to the doorman at my job, which is located in Midtown Manhattan. He told me of a time when this woman would walk past the building almost every morning, and he would say good morning to her, but she wouldn't reply or give him the time of day. He greets other people and is pretty popular with work neighbors, including other doormen on the same street. He told me he did this every time he saw her. One day, this same woman was attacked by a homeless man in front of the building he and I work in, and she was punched in the stomach, and the doorman ran after the homeless guy but soon stopped because he felt it wasn't worth it. He helped her and asked her if she was okay and had her sit on the bench inside the lobby. She was clearly shaken by the situation. While she waited for the police to arrive, he mentioned to her how he helped her despite the fact that she would never say good morning back to him. I was stunned with my mouth open and a little turned off by his actions. Wow. Wow. I told him to say that to her, and saying it to her at that moment was inappropriate. She was just attacked and she's scared and probably physically hurt. He responded something to the degree of, no, it doesn't matter. She needed to hear it. And he then said how she says good morning to him now. He said it with a tone like a parent teaching their child a lesson. I told him no one has to say hello to you or even acknowledge you. It may be rude, but it's their right. And if you notice someone doesn't respond to you after a couple of attempts, why not just leave them alone? Deb, I would like to know what you think of this situation and men that demand and shame women into acknowledging them. For instance, I was told by the same guy that I was angry because I wasn't smiling and most likely had my resting face on. I just came inside from very humid weather. He said this jokingly in front of other professionals waiting for the elevator. Men expect and want women to be pleasant, dainty little flowers 24/7. I'm sick of the expectation. Men wouldn't dare approach other men this way. Damn Skippy. Okay, let's scroll back up to the top and start with this. Okay, first of all, the motherfucker is a doorman. Let's start there. Okay, you know what I mean? It's like you couldn't get a better job. That's it. That's the best you could do. Okay, well, whatever. I guess somebody got to do it, so we'll just leave that, because here they don't really have doorman. That's an East Coast thing. We people don't have a doorman here. They have the little bellboys or whatever for a hotel, but in a building like that, they might have a security person maybe, but it's not a doorman. And he'll stand at the door, opening doors, and he sit behind the desk or roams the building, property, making sure everything's locked and put down the way it's supposed to be. So it's a different culture there than we have here. So he would say good morning to her every day, so she wouldn't reply. Okay. So you're right. I mean, at some point, wouldn't you just stop saying good morning? What is it? You just trying to force her to say something to you? And it's like, this is the thing I've noticed about nig-nogs. It is extremely important to them to be acknowledged. They need that acknowledgement like a fish needs water. And it's the kind of thing like they get so offended if you don't greet them, if you disagree with them, if they say hello to you and you don't say hello back, if you don't somehow, make them feel like they are like some kind of dominant force in your existence, like you have to see them and greet them and talk to them and smile at them and all this kind of stuff. They demand that you do that to them, and that's exactly why I don't. It's like you ain't paying me. That's my favorite line to tell them when they say, "Why don't you smile?" Because you ain't paying me to smile, motherfucker. I only smile for money. You got some? Then get out of my face and leave me alone. It's like, what am I, like a trained seal? You gonna throw peanuts and then grinning at you? Oh my God. So then, for her to be attacked by a homeless man, and then you choose that moment while the woman's gasping for air, shocked and in pain, because just like he punched her, he could have stabbed her or something worse. You know what I mean? But he punched her for some who knows what reason, and they always take their violence and rage out on women. They'll never do that shit to another man. So that shows it's a punk ass in the first place. They always want to attack women. Always. They never attack men. So he punches her in the stomach. So, when you get hit, it's like in the solar plexus stuff, it knocks the wind out of you, right? So you can't really breathe. He chooses this moment while this woman is struggling to breathe and wondering what the fuck just happened and why it happened, to start lecturing her about saying hello to his funky, dormant ass. This is some shit that's unbelievable. I'm like, you never know. That's what I was wondering too, Crystal. Because he said he chased him for a little while, like to put on the show. Because it just seems so bizarre. What homeless people goes around punching people? And who walks around, you're right, grinning like a fucking Cheshire cat. Like that cat that was in the Alice in Wonderland. Remember that cat with them big old teeth smiling in the tree? That book was scary as hell. I don't know if was anybody else scared of that book. I read it as a kid, but that shit was frightening. It does cost something. It cost me my time and energy. And it's my time and energy to decide who I want to give it to. And just some random nig-nog up and down the street demanding that you get my time and my attention because you want it, fuck you. That's my thing. I don't owe you shit. I don't owe you a hello. I don't owe you a goodbye. I don't owe you a smile. I don't owe you a glance. I don't owe you shit. And that's the thing that black men need to get through their heads and stop demanding that women walk around grinning at them and, acting like they owe them stuff. Y'all have just a sense of entitlement that is off the fucking chart. Just walk down the street and just leave people alone. That's what would be the best approach. You just go on your business and leave women alone. And you do that, you make a whole bunch of happy people in the world. I don't know, he was high, he was something. No, that shit was scary. And but the part that I loved though was when they was at the tea party. This is all exactly an aside. That tea party. No, you can't sit here. There's no room. That's me. That shit had me rolling. I love that part of the book. I love. The rest of it was like, what the fuck is this? Somebody's on some heroin or something. It's just like, yeah, I mean, my parents didn't teach us that. You do the head nod kind of thing, and then people can head nod it back. I mean, it's not like you're not making any demand. You're just acknowledging them, and then you keep walking. But see, that's the thing about black men is you can't say nothing to them because they say good morning, you say good morning. Here go Nick now, getting all in your face. Well, hey there, gorgeous. They gonna take it to the next level. That's why people just shut it down. They don't want to say nothing to you guys because you don't know how to just say good morning and keep fucking going. You want to just get in a woman's face and harass the fuck out of her, ask her for her number and why not? I'm a nice guy, all this old shit. See, now she spent 10 minutes talking to you, and telling you no when she could have just not said shit to you and been on her way and been on time for work. And that's why women don't want to talk to y'all because you don't know how to fucking act. Yeah, he start the harassment. Niggas just don't know how to just be just regular. They always want to be up in some woman's face and getting your time and getting your energy and stuff. It's like, get the hell out of here. Nobody want to talk to you. The one who want to talk to you is at your house. Call her and say hello to her. She might care. Don't nobody else want to look at you. And that's the part that drives me crazy. So this guy is this is a very clear example of that. He was so mad that she didn't acknowledge him, that he had to bring that up when she was, in an injured situation. And it was his comeuppance because she says hello to him now. I still wouldn't say hello to his fucking ass as his punishment for talking to me like that at that moment. Mm-mm-mm. And okay, then moving on. Yeah, they just dusties for real. Um, that's to answer your question. That's what I think about that situation. He deserved to get cussed out for that, but she was probably trying to breathe, and so she really didn't have the air to cuss him out. But I would have been like, "Fuck you, fuck, fuck you." Okay, so then the next part, uh, where he gonna try to clown you in front of some of your peers, your professional peers, in front while you're waiting for the elevator. See, did he say that to anybody? Did he say that to the white people? Did he say that to any of the men? No, they always want to pick on women. And see, that's the kind of thing that's like, yeah, they don't approach men like that because then they get their teeth knocked out. Be like, man, motherfucker, what you gay? Nigga, I don't roll like that, nigga. Don't talk to me like that. And then they would shut up. So he, trying to humiliate you. That's what that was. So at some point, you need to go back to him and say, look, what you did, where you tried to clown me in front of my coworkers by telling me some shit about, me not smiling and that I must be angry. Yeah, I'm angry. I'm angry because men like you get on my fucking nerves. You think that somebody owes you something. You ain't paying me. I don't get paid to smile, nigga. I get paid to produce a product once I get up that elevator. Everything that happens before I get up there from that elevator and get step foot off of there is my time, it's my energy, and I make all decisions about what I do with my face. So don't you ever say some shit like that to me again. Or report your ass to management because you're harassing me. I notice you only do that shit to black women too. See, girl, he would never say shit to me. But, you got to be prepared for that. He probably won't open the door for you either. And get you a stun gun. Just in case what that was with the other lady was a setup. Because he's too in his feelings about this woman not saying hello to him. He's too in his feelings about it. So get you a stun gun. So if you see any man rolling up on you too close, like you walking around like there. Because he made it be in a position where he could see it, right? Don't you think it's kind of odd it happened right in front of the building where he was? And it's the same woman. So you get you a stun gun. And so every time you're in near that property where he can see you, have that shit in your hand and have it armed. So as soon as somebody touches you, tap them with that stun gun and watch a nigga shake out. That's what you do. And then call 911. So he want to help somebody and stuff. He can do that. He can call 911. So, I just can't stand these kind of men. Oof, child. Okay, let me close that out. Keep your pistol on you. Yeah, my brother used to call his Roscoe. He would talk about Roscoe. So Tracy says, I recently did a huge favor for a family member and offered him a high paying project job. He was unappreciative and didn't do the work. He bailed several times and we were supposed to get together. Wow. Wow. Yeah, Roscoe. Honey, Roscoe. Roscoe was interesting. Oh, well, thank you. Yes. These are actually my old ones. I thought I had lost them, but I found them in a eyeglasses case in a drawer. I'm like, when did that happen? I don't know when that happened. So, that's unfortunate that he did that, but I guess you can't recommend him for anything else, because that affects your business reputation. So you can't do that. Okay, so here, oh, look, a question. Okay, y'all need to be posting something. Let me answer this one first, though. Uh, how do you handle men that throw the things they have done for you in your face? Should I automatically dump them? Also, why do they want to provide so bad, then act funny after they do? Oh, you must be new to this channel. Because everyone else here would know what that means. It's all about control. See, on one hand, this is the mixed messages they give black women, right? First, you too independent. You act like you don't need a man. Okay, so then you need the man. Well, you just a gold digger. You only want me for my money. Okay. Then it's like, you don't want to depend on a nigga. You just want to be just, so independent all by yourself. And, the angry black one, blah, blah, blah. And then, you depend on them to come through for you and they do something for you. Then you got to hear about it for the next 900 years, even though they did what they did with some little penny ante bullshit that don't have no comparison to the shit that you do. Because you think about how much women do for men. How much do we do for them? When we love a guy, how much do we do? You cooking for that motherfucker, and now you don't just cook because you got to go to the grocery store. You got to think about what you're gonna cook. Then you got to go to the store and get it. You got to cart it home, put it up in the kitchen, refrigerator, in the cabinets. Then you can pull it out, wash, chop, peel, whatever you're gonna do, and then saute, fry, whatever you're gonna do. Put all the sides together and everything. Mess up the whole kitchen. Fix the food, okay, that he eats. Now you got to wash all the dishes. Clean off the stove, wash all those greasy ass pots, put the leftover food away, right? Sweep the floor, wipe off the table because they can't eat like they have some damn sense. Get everything ready for lunch or whatever tomorrow or breakfast, whatever. And then whatever else you got to do. Okay, so you just spent 4 or 5 hours, right? Doing something for him, but they do one thing, like they get peel in their wallet and give you some money. That takes what, 6 seconds? And they want to compare that to all the time and energy that you put in, which if you were getting paid for it at cook and chef rates, okay, would be, over the course of a week, several $1,000s worth of labor. So it's like, they're very unappreciative. That's why I don't do shit for niggas. I don't do shit for niggas. I don't do shit. Because soon as they start talking that stuff about what you gonna cook, this and that, nigga, I don't cook for niggas. Niggas that come to my house bring their own food, and you better bring me some too. I'm throwing you out. And if you want me to cook something, that means you're buying the food, and then I'm keeping all the leftovers for me and my daughter. That's the rule. So, some men do it and some get an attitude. I'm like, I don't care, eat at the restaurant then. There's no skin off my back. Yeah, look at that. Exactly. Emma done made the list. Personal shopper, chef, maid, landscaper, nanny, clothes cleaner, laundress, daycare worker, etc. This is not to mention driver. This is combined about 6 figures over a year's time. Probably more like, yeah, in the double 6 figures, like 200,000s when you add all of that. Because it's not just that, right? You doing the budget, so you're doing accounting and bookkeeping. You doing stuff for his parents. You doing a lot. You keeping calendars, so you being a secretary. You doing all kind of shit. And yeah, husband is different. These aren't husbands, these are knickknacks. But even still, as long, because your husband, your money is like community property. You know what I mean? It's a joint thing, so you can just take as much as you want. It's different from them giving it to you, which is indicates like a boyfriend, and then they want to keep bringing it up. And she said, when I stopped doing shit, now he want to be in my ass. Well, because they get very what you call it, um, they start taking you for granted, and not being appreciative. You my grandfather. Now my grandparents had 13 kids, and my grandfather worked two jobs to support all them different people. My grandmother worked in the house, and she would do laundry and sell Avon and babysit. I mean, she did stuff to bring in money too. But do you know, as tired as that man was every night, because he didn't just do them, he did like he worked in a pipe manufacturing plant, so he was handling like sewer pipes all day. My grandfather was 6 feet 3, as strong as an ox. It was ridiculous. So he would come in and he would be tired. He would get cleaned up and he would put on clean clothes, work clothes, and then he would put those same clothes back on the next day to go to work, and that's how he did it. So he would put on his clean work clothes, and then, we would all sit around him and talk to him and laugh with him and stuff. He always paid attention to his grandchildren, as exhausted as he was. And every time when he ate, he would always give my grandmother a hug and kiss and let her know how much he appreciated what she did for him and his kids. Every single time. Okay? But these niggas don't do that. They don't do that. They just grunt and expect these kinds of things. And watching him and knowing how what he did for his family, but he still found the time to acknowledge the gifts and the care that my grandmother gave his family. See, that taught me something. And I don't see a whole bunch of that from men these days. They expect shit, they demand shit, they have this sense of entitlement, and that's why I don't want to do shit for him. Come over this one, but although he did talk about um, this one dude, right? I was dating him, and he spent the first time he spent the night. This motherfucker get up the next day talking about what you cooking for breakfast, and I'm not cooking shit. This is shit in the refrigerator. Well, what's in there? What am I psychic, nigga? Go downstairs and look. So he goes downstairs and he comes back and tells me what's in there. I'm like, okay, what you telling me for? Don't you know how to fix it? And fix me a plate. I'm laying in the bed. So he's like, you cold. I'm like, whatever. And I was like, I had just done all the work I'm going to do with you. You know, I was on top. That's a lot of work. I'm tired. So you cook. And so, so he cooked. And then after that, he never asked me anymore. He knew that was going to be his job. I'm not cooking shit. And wash the dishes too. I'm tired. I've put in my labor in our dealings with you. I'm just not. I mean, it was like, I had bought the food was in the refrigerator. I had bought the food. So that's the extent of what I'm gonna do. And after that, like he want to come over for dinner and shit. Oh no, nigga, bring what you want to eat. You are not in my budget. Feeding you is not in my budget. And he's like, well, but I take you out. I'm like, good for you. You make 3 times as much money as I do. I mean, what you want me to do? Because that's when I was doing contract work. You know how that is. I mean, sometimes you like a baller. I mean, just like, I'm making it rain and shit. I got $100 bills flying through the air. And then those months go by where, you count your little pennies and shit because you wait for the next contract to come through. But I wouldn't trade that for the world because I had a lot of free time. When that's when I was able to write my books and stuff like that. That, normal people just don't have that kind of, blocks of time like that. And time is the most valuable thing that you could ever have, your time. So that's why I don't give it, I don't give it away freely to people just because they want it. I just don't do that. You guys get my time because I want to give it to you. This is something that I feel like I'm on this earth to do. And it's rewarding for me. And every once in a while I get a letter back from some young lady or some lady, who says, I didn't really want to trip about you at first. You was getting on my fucking nerves. I was like, this bitch is crazy. They have all kind of things that they say. But then, it might be 2 years later. They write and say, well, do you remember the letter where this and that and blah, blah, blah. and I finally listened to you, and now this is how my life has changed for the better, and I want to thank you. See, those are real women. When they do that, when they have the nerve, the ability to apologize for their initial reaction, and then to thank me, those are people that I think have a good character. They had some good home training, and they know how to come back and clear up stuff. But a lot of these folks, they just have no home training, don't have nothing, no sense, no nothing. Yeah. Exactly. So anybody else got some questions? This was supposed to be, this is your day where everybody be like, well, I have some questions to ask you. Who want to cook after back shots? Exactly. No, no, I ain't cooking. I ain't cooking. Okay. Someone says, how to handle men who have a thing for feet. Why are you asking me this? We're going to talk about toe jam. My feet are not small and pretty. No bunions or hammer toes or corns, but long and wide. Girl. Oh, Atlanta Angel, you were one of those people that I'm talking about? Oh, well, thank you. Yeah, I mean, I just, it's always nice when I hear, because my whole goal here is to help women. I'm not trying to hurt nobody. It's just, like I always tell you, that when the student's ready, the teacher appears. And the message is there, but people, have to be ready. Um, how do you handle it? Girl, you go and get you a pedicure. Because it's like this, okay? There's two ways to look at this. He likes feet. If your feet are large, that's more feet for him to love. Okay? Just like men who like ass. The bigger the ass, the more they like it because it's more ass to love. It's the same principle. It's just about feet instead of about booty. Same thing. So, go get your pedicure, honey. Get your little colors on there. Get you some of those. I had these kind of sand. It looks like a sandal but on the top, but it's really your foot is bare. It's like a foot jewelry kind of thing, and it goes around your ankle and it goes through your toes. It's nice to wear on the summertime. I used to take them when I would go to the islands, to walk on the beach and stuff. It looks cute. Go get you some of them and decorate your feet or something, or some nice anklets or bracelets or something like that. Go and wave your feet around in his face. That's what you do. That's what you do. Don't worry about the size. You tripping. If he's not tripping about your feet, then you don't need to trip about it. All right. Let me scroll up. Uh, he claims he's Puerto Rican and Jewish. What? How does that work? Uh, if a man like feet, he's gay. Nuh-uh. It's a foot. It's a fetish. That doesn't mean he's gay. But girl, you don't have no hammer toes and corns and bunions and shit. Then that means you have nice feet. You just need to, just go in to get a pedicure. Get the husk come off of them, and get your toes polished up. You'll be all right. Okay, I need your point of view. My friend has her elderly mother living with her due to the fact that her mom used her house as collateral to help her older brother out of a legal issue. What? So the mama lost the house? Is that what you're trying to tell me? Somebody takes showers after. Really? Well, I mean, he doesn't want to get in the bed, smelly. What you saying, Crystal? That happens a lot. These people put their houses up. But see, you know what? If she had put her house in a trust, like I'm telling you, that all seniors need to do, she wouldn't have been able to do that. See, she would have been able to save herself from being stupid. These women and their kids, you know, I'm like, wow. That's not the only one. I've heard of several women that did that and they lost their house because the boys didn't show up in court, and the bail that was they didn't make the payments, and the bail bondsman came and executed the lien, and then they took the house, and that's just how it happened. You take showers before and after? Hmm. I must know some freaks. But see, that's Aries men. They like the natural smells. But I don't really have like a stinky smell because if you don't eat meat, you don't eat all that kind of stuff that has all that residue, you don't really have much of a smell. So, I don't know. He was like, no, men like, okay, you guys are putting a big deal on it. Liking feet is the same as liking tits and ass. It's the same thing. It's just a different body part. Some men like legs, some men like ass, some men like women's faces, some like hair, some like feet. I mean, it's some like boobs. I mean, it's all the same thing. They just have their thing that they are attracted to. With me, as far as men goes, is dimples. And that beard thing, everybody keeps telling me what it's called and I keep forgetting. I like that. So, yes, Aries men. Whew. Aries and Leo, that's a dangerous combination. All my best what you call them? Yes, goatee. Why can't I remember that? My best romantic partners, let me put it that way, have been Aries men. Yeah, I don't see what there's no problem with liking. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bed wench. hmm And my husband was a Taurus. He had his freak side too, but he still was no match for them Aries men. They think of shit just out of just come up with shit just like what? What are you talking about? Where did you come up with that? Well, I'm a Leo. Yes, we are pretty bad. But that's why when you get a Leo and an Aries together, we need to be out in the boonies somewhere because it's just a little bit too much going on. How can you tell if a man is trustworthy and not putting on a nice guy act? Oh, that's easy. One thing that they do is lie. They lie, and a lot of times they can't remember the lies they told. So this is where it comes in. Sometimes, you got to have like a notebook. That's what I used to do. Have a notebook. Because, you're dating two or three dudes at the same time. I had to have a notebook so I could keep shit straight. So when I have a date with one, I would review my notes on him so I wouldn't accidentally say the wrong name for their mama. I mean, just all kind. You do see I have a terrible memory. But it just was one of those things. So I had a notebook. But what the key points of the notebook is for you to make notes of the things that he says, and for you to make sure that what he says and what he does match up. Because people say a whole bunch of shit. They'll say a whole bunch of things. But does that story match over time? And is he a man of his word? Like if he says, I'm going to do blah, 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 does he actually do it? Or is he just, talking a bunch of shit? So these are the kind of things, you would only find that out over time. So that's why I tell women, slow down. Y'all be like, well, you had the third date, you're sleeping with a motherfucker. And then the next time, well, I'm in love, you've been knowing him 3 weeks. And then a month later, 6 weeks, you moving in together. It's just too fast. You guys don't really give yourself the time to, figure out what's going on with these dudes. And you have to give yourself some time. Exactly. Actions speak louder than words. So you want to put, you pay attention to what he says. I mean, because he's got to tell you his stories. He got to tell you share his life with you and whatnot. But what he's saying should be borne out by what he says later, and it should also be verified by facts, and it should also be backed up by behavior. If you start seeing anything that's out of sync, there's some shit that's just not adding up. Stuff has questions and holes in it. Don't trust him. The truth never changes. That's why like people like me with a bad memory. I remember some stuff, but what I remember is the truth. Okay, I can't remember lies. That's why I don't be bothered with lying. Cause I can't. I mean, I just would fuck myself up. So I tell the truth. I will always remember the truth. So I'm always consistent. And that's what you want to look for. Why am I choking? Yeah, I don't. I'm a Leo, and I don't mess with Leo men. What question about age differences? I missed that. Let me scroll up. I'm scrolling. I'm scrolling. Uh. Oh, I see. How far in age can you date up or backwards before it becomes weird? That depends on how old you are. This is something I've talked about before. It depends on how old you are and what your goal is for for your life. For instance, when you're in your teens, you need to keep the age, pretty close because um, you're still kids and you don't need to be messing around with somebody in their 20s who's an adult. See, I have a problem with that. So all these like adults be trying to mess with these kids. I don't like that. By the time then you're in your 20s, you would want to be like, say you're 25. If for a woman, dating a guy maybe 23 to 33 is good. Any older than that, he starts knowing too much, and they want to get into that thing when they start wanting to tell you what to do and all that. He's still young enough that you guys could have children together, and he still be young enough to chase them around. His health will still be good. He won't be breaking down yet. You can still have fun and grow, quote, grow old together. You don't want him to be too young because then he's going to be too silly and immature, and you don't want to be bothered with that. So by the time you're in your 30s and 40s, the age range can go, I don't know, if you just out for somebody to play with, 20 years. If you're looking for somebody to marry and, be with, like for the rest of your life type of thing, then I would say, no more than maybe 10, 12 at the most, because then it gets too weird. Because you might be a hot 40-year-old and then you with some dude who's 65 and 70 breaking down and needing all kind of medication and adult diapers and shit. I mean, that's not gonna be good. So this freshman in high school was dating a 27-year-old and everyone was okay with it. No, that's child abuse. That's child molestation. That's what that is. A kid in high school cannot be dating someone that old. That kid in high school is a freshman. That's like seniors are maybe 18. A freshman is what, 15? 15, 16? Something like that. That's too young. See, that's child molesting. That 27-year-old needed to have his ass in jail. Yeah, it's a pedophile. Just taking, and he's going to continue messing around with little girls that age. And so she's 14. No, that's rape. That's what that is. Well, a 17-year-old dating a 27-year-old is better than a 14-year-old. I still wouldn't go. Like my 17-year-old daughter trying to date somebody at 27. Oh, no. I would be on dude with both feet and holding my gun to his head. It would be like, no, you're going to get away from my child or I'm going to shoot you. Those are your two choices. Death or get away from her. Those are your only two choices. You've always liked older men? I've never liked older men. I'm telling you, even when I am old, I'm still not gonna like older men. They get on my nerves. Younger guys just have more of a fresher outlook and they're more fun. I mean, it's like because this is like the kind of person that I'm like, I try to be like vibrant and excited about stuff, and I try new things. I want to learn things. I want to go places. I want to grow, and just be on the scene and do stuff. I like to do a lot of different things. And there's a lot of people that are older that are just they ready to just sit down for the rest of their life, and they don't want to really do too much. And they don't like travel. They don't want to read. I don't. It's just really hard to be with them. They just are very um, settled in their ways, and it's just too much. It just makes me feel like I should be in an old folks' home, and I don't feel like I'm ready for all of that yet. So here's another question. I recently moved in with my sister. She has been unwell and moved in her baby daddy. She refuses for him to contribute to the rent, instead keeps the money. What? I feel so betrayed. Who keeps the money? Okay, if she moved in her baby daddy, then you need to be making plans to move out. That's what I'm saying. She wants to help. She wants to support a nigga, but she wants you to help pay for him for his food and rent and stuff, while he just is there for the convenience. No, get moved. This is when it's important for you to establish boundaries. So this is what you need to sit down and tell both of them. I moved in here to help my sister. I did not move in here to help some dusty ass nigga. So this is what's gonna happen. Either he's gonna contribute to 1/3 of the household expenses, and he's gonna give the money to me, so I know that he's actually doing that, or I'm moving out because I'm not going to support a grown man. I refuse. And sister, I love you, but you're making some stupid choices here. You're choosing him who's not really contributing anything to your household, and you think you're going to be using me to do it. And it's like I said, I love you, but I'm not a fool. So I'm going to be out. And you guys figure it out. And if you end up getting evicted and stuff, don't call me. So you got to put up some strict boundaries. And I know you might love your sister and all this stuff, but you have got to let her know what time it is and that you're not the one. So, say it with love, but say it. And they're not going to like it. Make sure you got some place to go. Put your shit in storage if you have to. Bye, Eddie. You feel hurt? Don't feel hurt. Your sister's stupid. It's not your fault. She's it's very unfortunate that she's making this decision. But, it's hers to make. It's her place and it's her man. You can only do what you gotta do. What do you think about being friends with an ex? Never do it. Never do it, I'll tell you. I have a whole video on that. I recently broke up with a guy who wouldn't set aside time to spend with me, but I'm still hurting from the way things ended. Okay, so he wasn't friends with you. He wasn't friends with you then. So what makes you think he would be friends with you now? See, friends you spend time with, friends you want to be around, friends you want to talk to, you want to laugh with, you want to spend time with your friends. He's not your friend. He's never been your friend. He's not going to be your friend in the future. Get that out of your mind. Make a clean break. No contact. Block him on every possible front so he cannot contact you and try to wheedle his way back around to get some booty. Because that's what they do. They call you with the sad sob story. Oh, I made a mistake. I don't know what I was thinking. I was wrong. Can I come see you? And then most of y'all be dumb and you say, okay. And then they come over and tap that ass, and then they be right back out again. So don't fall for it. Block him so he cannot call you. He cannot email you. He cannot leave notes for you on social media. He cannot text you. Nothing. Block his ass. And just move away, cut the ties and start moving on. He's not your friend. You cannot be friends with an ex. Because the next thing you know, he gonna, you with friends, right? You're gonna sit around, you talk about who you date and who you screwing and stuff, right? And your feelings gonna be super hurt if this nigga comes calling you talking about the bitches he's fucking now. You're gonna be all really upset. That's what I'm telling you. Protect yourself. Shut that door now. Don't even open that. I don't know why women fast like you can be friends with a nigga. You can't be friends with these clowns. Friends means you got each other's back. They're not your friend. He wasn't your friend. That's why you guys broke up. No, that either. Why would you give him the benefit of having sex with you and he just fucked you over? What's the point of it? What sense does that make? Sex with me is a fucking privilege, okay? And it is granted to few. You fuck over me, you ain't coming back over here. You don't get nothing from me. The only thing you might get is a fuck you. You might get that, but you're not getting nothing else. I don't know. This is just crazy. You had a friend who asked for a romantic date and canceled 4 times. Why did you give him 3 more chances? What was that about? After the first time, that was enough. You give 1 time to fuck over somebody. Why you give him 4 chances? They're going to keep, okay, people say, well, you have to teach people how to treat you. I don't believe that for an instant. They're going to treat you the way that they want to treat you. Now, the power that you have, though, is that you don't have to let them. They get to fuck over you exactly 1 time. That is because, it's a friend, right? It's somebody new you met. I mean, you trying to get something going. Okay, so, you give them a clean slate. They fuck up this clean slate. Well, then that's it. It's a wrap. You don't get another slate. You already dirtied up your slate. So your slate is destroyed. And there's no more, you don't get no more chances. So, by the time he fucked over you that 1 time, ladies, you got to have better boundaries. You don't keep giving man chance after chance after chance after chance to screw over you. What are you doing? No, exes don't need to be friends because they always going to be having some agenda where they're going to be looking for a minute where they can slide in and tap that ass. So, or, sabotage your new relationship or tell somebody some information that they don't need to be telling. You can't be friends with an ex, period. The only time you can do that is if you guys were married and you have children. You need to be friendly, out of respect for your kids, so you can both show up to the weddings and the graduations and, the little scout parties or whatever. They get their little badges and whatnot, the science fairs and stuff, the parent-teacher thing. Okay, you need to be friendly and respectful to each other. But you are not going to be friends with your ex. You can't be friends with an ex. Can't do it. Okay. Yeah, they become like a ghost to me. That's me too. I'll be like, what? Who is you? Who this on the phone? My ex was with me when he proposed to another woman. I should have confronted both of them with my pistol. Oh my goodness. He just really was a ballsy little thing, wasn't he? Okay, here's a question. How do I make my mom get a backbone? People think her house is a damn hotel. I'm going over there for dinner. What do I say? Depends on how old your mother is. And if she has all her faculties, because you can petition the court to get her conserved. And it doesn't have to be for everything, but it could be for certain things like that where people are taking advantage of her. And you can prove it because, they're using her resources, especially if she's a retiree. Because I'm telling you, I started learning this stuff when I was working with Adult Protective Services. There are people that purposely and intentionally try to take advantage of seniors that they know are too weak or frail or sickly to fight them back. And that's when APS would get involved. And so if you have a situation like that, and you want to get them people up out of there, just call the police and tell them to get their shit and get the fuck out. And then they need to do it today because, they're taking advantage of a senior. That's called senior abuse. So, but all of that, though, is going to depend on how old your mother is, because in most states, she has to be 65 or older to be considered a senior. In some states, it's 62 and a half, but in others, it's 65. So here it's 65. If she's 65, girl, you got the law on your side. Po-po, come get these squatters out my mama's house. They ain't paying no bills and they taking advantage of her because she's weak and scared and she's a senior and she's alone and they're using up her Social Security and all her resources. I want you to come and get them out the house. And then you get a locksmith chains and locks. And make sure they understand, don't you even come over here no more. I'm calling the po-po on your nigga asses if I see you. But again, it depends on how old she is. So only you know that part. You don't have to put all her business in the chat. You have certain relatives who think your mom is a free babysitting service. They don't pay her. See, this is the kind of shit I'm talking about. This is the kind of stuff I'm talking about. So, if you guys got parents that are aging parents, you've got to step in and take care of them. You have got to step in. This is the kind of shit I'm telling you. There was a case we had where this lady was in a fucking wheelchair, okay? She was a diabetic and she couldn't really she had to have help, to do with her activities of daily living, her ADLs, bathing and feeding and stuff like that. And then these people with like her daughters and stuff, dropping their kids off, and this lady was like couldn't handle these kids, these little kids. She couldn't handle them running around. Oh, she's only 56, and she's retired back. Oh, so they know she got some money. Yeah, see, that's gonna be a tough one because she is not old enough, unless she's but she's not old enough to be considered a senior where you could step in. But unless she has some loss of mental faculties and you could prove it in court, the doctor will verify it, then you could step in and have her conserved. But she's only 56. Chances of that are kind of unlikely. I don't know. Did you ever talk to her about it? I mean, maybe she likes it. Maybe she feels lonely. The only way around that is if, you buy her it's her dead husband's son, her brother, and her duster boyfriend who had a stroke. Oh, so 3 men taking advantage of her. Well, the only thing that you could do is get a place that's only enough room for the two of you, but you would have to live with your mama. And then, if it's a house, sell the house. Y'all buy like a 2-3-bedroom condo or something, and y'all live there, and she'll be there with you even as she ages. And there will be no room for them, and they will not be welcome there, and they can't live there. That's the only way you could do it. I don't know, what her financial situation is, but if you could convince her to do something like that, and y'all get a nice ladies' house together, and you okay with living with her, that would be the only way to protect her. There's gonna have to be protect her assets and stuff as she gets older. Because if they see her as a soft touch now, it's gonna be over for her, girl. Woo! Let's see. Oh yeah. Okay, so Mashonda knows what I'm talking about. Yep. That's what they do. Oh, she looks like she's 40. Ain't nothing wrong with her. She just a sucker. Well, damn. Tell us what you really feel. Yeah, 3 men. Yeah, I know. I don't know why I'm like that. Probably because I've been talking too much. Because I did an interview earlier today that I got to edit and put up. I interviewed this lady about the trans movement and kids, and man. So once I get that online, that's going to be something else. Woo! That shit had my head hurting. She had a nice house and she cooks. Okay, well, there you go. They just like living large. Are they paying any rent? Give them a rental agreement. But she would have to be in sync with it, where they got to pay money and half the bills and stuff to be there. I don't know, because she's too. She's at that age where it's very difficult for you to really step in and do too much. Yeah, this interview was something else. We did it. She's in the UK, and I'm here, so we had to coordinate our times carefully so that we could do it. And it took a couple of weeks, but it's fun. This interview has been on the books for 3 weeks, but I didn't mention it because I had to make sure that it actually happened. But yeah, 3 weeks ago I started talking to her. Well, anybody else got a question? If not, I'm gonna sign off, and I'm gonna go give me some food. I'm hungry. I didn't eat lunch. None of y'all offered to give me no food. I see how you all are. Just leave a sister hungry. And there's my word. Trifecta of fuckery. Yes, honey. I don't know. I love my brothers to death, but just 3 of them, couldn't do it. We did that when we was growing up. That was enough of that. When they went off to camp, my parents sent them all to camp for a whole month. It was the best month of my life. I'm telling you, my best month of my entire childhood. Because I'm married 20 years with a 20 and 50-year-old. I think she's a sucker for people in need and she need men around. Oh. Oh, she likes it. Well, that's what I said. Maybe she's lonely. Maybe she likes it, though. Oh, you in New Orleans? Girl, I haven't. Yeah, I was thinking about going back down there, too. I haven't been down there in New Orleans for about 10 years. Probably longer than that. It was pre-Katrina. So how long has that been? Probably. Well, anyway, it was like a couple of years before Katrina. What is this with these mothers being a sucker? That's one thing my daughter would tell you. I am not. I am evil. Yeah. Oh, that's a good idea. Why didn't I think of that? See, Tiny Wine, that's why I have you guys, so you can think of things like that. Okay, Tracy asked, why would someone keep going back to a guy who broke her heart repeatedly over the course of a few years? Because she's a masochist. She likes pain. That's a video I want to actually do. I've been doing some research on, I think a lot of black women are addicted to pain. That is my own personal opinion. But I do have research that backs me up. And it's like, I think there's a lot of people who, unfortunately, their lives are so empty. They feel so pointless, so lackluster. They don't really have anything going on. Nothing that brings them joy. Like everything about, well, I mean, except for paying bills and, that kind of stuff. But the life I live now, it might not be the lifestyle other people would choose. But my life is filled with excitement, stimulation, and joy. That's why I've negotiated. I don't have much credit card debt. I probably don't have the most money like some people. But my life is peaceful. I'm not in a whole bunch of debt. I drive a little raggedy ass car because I don't want a car note. It's not important to me that my car look a certain way. It's important to me that my car get me where I'm going and back. So I put a lot, money. I got the transmission rebuilt. Next, I'll probably get the engine done maybe or something. I put a new clutch and timing belt and whatnot in it. But my car, honey, drives like a champ. I could pass all kind of people. They be looking at it like that little car went shoo. And, those are the kind of things that are important to me. So this, what I do, this work and stuff, it's like rewarding to me. And it brings me joy to see women get their strength back, to get their walk with their spine straighter, their head higher, looking people in the eye, setting boundaries and taking care of themselves. That shit makes me so fucking happy. I can't even stand it. And that's where I get my joy from. But there's a lot of women that don't have any hobbies. They don't have any interests. They have nothing in their life that brings them joy. So that feeling, those endorphins that you get, that rush of excitement from having accomplished something and seeing something change and had a hand in making that happen, and these people being better and you being excited for them changing their fucking lives, they don't have that. So the only way they get to feel that kind of feeling is by hurting themselves. They hurt themselves so they could feel, they could feel something. And that's really, I've been giving this a lot of thought, and that was the conclusion I come up with. But I want to do a whole video, and I want to have examples that I want to show you guys. And I think you'll come to the same conclusion that I did, that there's a lot of people that are addicted to pain. A lot of black women. So, Deb, could you do a video on women who purposely enter relationships that they know aren't going to work out? You spoke about it briefly in one of your videos, love avoidant or the love addicted. Yes. Well, just leave it. Thanks. What if I have to sign for it? Wait a minute. Hold on. Okay, where was I before I was so rudely interrupted by the UPS guy? Um, when a woman enters a relationship that she knows that's not gonna quote work out, you make it jump to conclusion because you don't know what it is that she's really looking for. Maybe she just wants some entertainment value. She's not really looking for, like a relationship, something that's gonna last forever and a day. That's my hair looking crazy. Um, she just wants a distraction. So, not every relationship is meant to last forever. That's not meant to. Okay. What does it say about me that I'm 35 and have never had a physical fight with a woman, but I've had multiple with black males? What? Where y'all was going Fifth City? Wow. I don't know what to say about that, but I hope you got away from them fools. Yeah, it's like you do that to teach it to avoid commitment. That's exactly right. Because it's like, not every relationship is meant to be a commitment. Some of them are just for fun. Like I said, just a distraction, just something to do. And, if you're not ready to get married and settle down and stuff, then it doesn't really matter as long as it's not somebody who's violent and stupid. You don't want to do that. But it's not like you trying to find somebody that you're going to be with for life. It's just somebody Mr. Right Now. So, I mean, like I said, that's why it depends on where that woman is in her life. And like with where I am right now, I'm not trying to get married. So everybody I mess around with is just for fun. And that I know it's not going to, quote, work out because I don't want it to work out. I'm not choosing them to work out. Even if they were perfect, I still wouldn't want it to work out because I don't want to get married. So, I mean, it just depends. Like I said, if a woman does that, the only fault I will have for her is if she says that she wants to get married, she wants something serious, but she keeps messing with Mr. Right Now. So then I'm going to dig in her ass because it's like your actions and your words are not matching up. They want to fight you over words. Yeah, see, bitch made. I can't. I just can't. Well, UA, as long as you tell them, don't play with people's feelings. If you go in the door and you tell them, I'm not looking for anything serious. I don't want a relationship. I'm not looking for a commitment. And then they want to fall in love and just start begging you anyway. Well, that's their fault. Wow, fist to fist. That's amazing. Niggas ain't shit. How you going to be fighting a woman? Deb, you don't ever want to get married? Not again, no. I didn't want to get married the first time. I mean, it wasn't anything wrong with him. Trust me, it wasn't that. I just never, I had friends, in college and stuff. They would have, they would start collecting pictures from, bridal magazines and stuff and having, I want this color. And they had, scrapbooks and stuff. And, they would have boyfriends. They was thinking about getting married or whatever. I'm like, I wouldn't think about marrying this clown. Are you out your mind? And, but then by the time I finished and then I met him, I was like, well, it's set up on a blind date from my brother. And he knew he wanted to marry me right away. He proposed I think we had been dating 3 or 4 months, he proposed. I said no. And I said no 3 more times over the next 2.5 years. And then finally the last time when he said, I'm not going to ask you no more, then I was like, oh, this might not be what I want to do. I was confused. I was scared. I don't know. It's like, I had to think about, okay, is my life going to be better with him in it as his wife or without him? Because he wasn't going to stick around and be the boyfriend no more. He was going, he said it's going to be it. So I was like, fuck. So I had to make a decision. He made me make a decision. So then I chose Mary. I mean, it was fine. He was good. It wasn't like a horrible thing. He was a lot of fun, smart as hell, fine. Everything was great. We have a beautiful daughter. It was cool. But, now that he's no longer with us, I haven't really felt the desire to go down that path again. So it's not like I'm, looking forward and all this. I really just was never I just never thought about being married. It was never my goal to be somebody's mama or a wife. It just was never on my radar. It might have been later, I don't know. But I mean, at the time it happened, it's like, yeah, but I'm too old to grow. I've already grown. He called and putting his hands on, I busted his ass right upside the head with one of those Home Depot buckets. I'm only 5'3" and 110 pounds. What? And he gonna try to hit you? See, bitch made. You hell to the no, no, no. That's what you do. You got to sing that song that man was singing. Yeah, I mean, it was fun, Eddie. I have to say, it was fun. We had a good time together. It was it was great. But I just haven't met a man. My brother picked him. I haven't met anybody that I would want to be married to yet. Not saying I might, but it's not like a goal. You know what I mean? If it happens, it happens. But it's not something I really want. It's not something I'm planning to do. I'm not looking for nobody, that kind of thing. It's just not. Yes, I'm hit it and quit it. That's right. And I might hit it for a while, but if they start talking about, well, I want to be in love and this and that, and let's do, no. I don't want all that. Because all that comes with obligation, and then they want to be asking, trying to tell you what to do and where to go and how you got to be because you their wife and all this old shit. Like, I do what the fuck I want to do. And I'm not trying to take care of your raggedy ass mama either. I don't feel like being bothered with your relatives, and they ain't coming to my house, and I don't feel like entertaining. I'm just evil. I just don't want to. I don't want to be bothered. That whole family thing. I go to my cousin's house and stuff, and I visit with them, but that's when I want to. Otherwise, I stay at my house. I go up there, I visit with them, and be around family for a weekend, and then I disappear for another 3 or 4 months. They don't see me. So, and y'all probably see me more than my relatives do. But let me see. I'll take one more question, and then I'm going to get me some food because I'm starving. 7 years marriage and together with him for 10. Because we dated for 2.5 years, and then planning a wedding and stuff. So then that was in year 3, and then 7 years later he died. Yeah, they do get funny when they get married. They feel like they just want to like you become like a property or something. I don't know. It's just really weird. I don't know. Had a good one about their parents guilting them for becoming independent and moving out. Yeah, it's a challenge. Oh yeah, my mother-in-law, man, this bitch, I don't like. No, that's what I said. Any man I married, I want his mother to either live in a foreign country and not speak English, or be dead. That's what I want. If I ever did get married again, no mother-in-laws. I've had enough. Yeah, I loved mine too. Bedwench, I loved him. That's why I had to weigh the odds. It's like, wait a minute. He said he gonna go away. Wait, come back. That's how I got my little ass ready to get married. All men are like tissue. All of them are disposable, pretty much. I don't know. I don't know if they do or not, Boogie. Your dad is cheap and does the bare minimum, but expects you to be giving him money. Repeat after me. No. Notice the lip movements. No. Hell no. Practice that in the mirror. No. What is he supposed to be, a pimp? He gonna be getting you like you his hoe and he's the pimp? You giving him your money? Fuck no. And if he says anything about it, I said, look, you the daddy, you supposed to be giving me money. I'm the daughter, I'm not supposed to give you any. Yeah, well, that's the best way. That 1 foot in, that you will be free shortly. And I know people probably think I'm awful, but I'm just saying. That's just the way it is. Mm-mm. Yeah, don't be giving men no money. That's right. See, bedwins, that's that Leo thinking. My money is my money. Your money is my money. So everything in this bitch is mine. That's how it works. I thought Eddie was leaving. Where did Eddie go? I thought Eddie was leaving. Buy him some socks. Yeah. Get him a pair of them boxer briefs or something. Say, look, honey, I got you some new drawers. Put this shit on and walk around for me. Strike a pose. I want to see what this look like. Twirl for me. Twirl. Leos are just terrible people. That's the bottom line. Ah, yeah, let's stuff some dollars down his thing. If he starts shaking it, shake it. Let me give you some dollar chips. This is not even like a chat. I don't know what this is. This is just people hanging out online together, acting a zip damn fool. That's what this is. And occasionally something intelligent comes out of our mouths. That's what's really going on here. Yeah, just a clown show. Exactly. I am terrible. I never said I wasn't. So, people try to say, well, you should be this and that. I'm like, whatever. I can't be trying to meet your expectations. I have to meet mine, and mine are very low. Ah, oh, some body wash. Yeah, some packets of disposable razors or some shit. You know, something he needs. Because, as soon as it's time for them to gift you a gift, they're going to walk in the door with a fucking vacuum cleaner or some new dishwasher or something. It's like, nigga, how can I wear this on my ring finger? This is not a gift for a woman giving me something to help me do more work. Get out of here. Oh, these men. Yes, every damn thing in this bitch is mine. That's my motto. What's yours is mine, what's mine is mine, and everything in this bitch is mine. That's the trifecta. You can't link to the website? What, the natural hair one? I don't know, I haven't looked at it. Well, the server might be down. And let me put the other one. And those are my main 3 blogs. I have a couple other ones, but I'm bad about keeping up with them, so don't worry about those. He just bought you a new washer. Yeah, I mean, if they buy one and it's not like your birthday or Christmas or Valentine's Day or Mother's Day or something, then that's all right. Just come in the door with a new washer. But don't be thinking that this is going to take the place of that diamond tennis bracelet that you were supposed to give me for my birthday, or you will give me some blingage for my Christmas present or our anniversary or something. You're going to give me a goddamn vacuum cleaner or a carpet shampoo or something. I will stick that up your ass. That is not an appropriate gift to give a woman. These men just like, really doing too much. Yeah, he must have bought that for himself. He can give me, you know what I want? One of my best presents ever. I got a table saw. It was used, but it was mine. And I was learning how to use that shit too. I made some little tables and some little, I was taking classes and learning how to make stuff. Yeah, Eddie seems very laid back, but that's the kind of, it's not coming. Well, I don't know what's wrong with it then. I'll have to look into it. It's good for, like a fire. That's how my husband was. He was real laid back. He never even got mad at me. He never even raised his voice at me, whereas I was always going off on him about one thing or another. But he was just mellow, just like, oh, you mad? Mm-hmm, I am. Are you through now? Yes. Okay. Just like, it was just kind of amazing. And I'm all over the place. I blow up like a damn volcano. And he just would be calm, like, just be sitting there looking at me. Just like, wow, look at her go. He calls you Boogie, and he's not kidding. Ah. See, that's it, UA. I'm like, I have a strong personality, but I'm not, I don't know. I don't even know how to describe myself. I just be like, I just have my boundaries. Just there's certain things I'm just not going to do. And I'm not going to fight about it. I'm going to rant and rave. And I'm very clear about communicating what the boundaries are so no man can ever say, well, I didn't know. Because I always tell them, this, and this is something I'm just not going to put up with. And if you do this, and this, then these are the repercussions for doing this, and this, and this. Are you in agreement with that? And they say yes. So then I know if they do this, and this later, then it means they wanted the relationship to go up in smoke because they already knew what the repercussions were going to be for doing this, and this because I told them. And I'm a woman of my word. I'm just whatever. And verbal abuse. Yes. Yeah, he was very chill. He wasn't chill with other people, though. I seen him go off on folks. He just never went off on me. Yeah, behave like children. Yeah, what kind of man asks a woman for money? What kind of loser are you? But this was interesting. It's like, sitting around having drinks with the girls and Eddie. And then what was that other guy that was in here earlier? I forgot his name. But, usually it's just like a bunch of the girl talk. But hopefully, I'm supposed to be back on Tuesday. So hopefully I'll have some more advice letters come in. Because those two came in yesterday. So I decided to do them today. I didn't want to wait. And we'll see what happens, you all. But I enjoyed it. I'm glad you guys all like my new background. I finally figured out how to work the green screen thing. So that's, old San Francisco. I like the pictures of the city, like in the 80s. When I used to live there in the 90s. And not the modern skyline. It just drives me crazy. I don't like it now. It just looks too like LA. I mean, like New York City. Yeah, Eddie been hanging out. But thanks, you guys. Thanks for coming and spending some time with me on this lovely Sunday afternoon. Go out and enjoy the rest of your evening. And I will do the same. And then we'll get together, be back here on Tuesday. We do Tuesdays and Thursdays here on YouTube at 6 o'clock p.m. And then we'll get started. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please do so. Be sure to click the bell symbol so that you can get a notice on your phone when I, am going live. In case you forget, it'll pop up on your phone and remind you to show up. All right. But other than that, you guys go out and have a good time. And I'll see you on Tuesday.